when it was clear that Call of Duty wasn't really moving Game Pass.
You are wrong. All of you are wrong.
Itself, this past fall and into this year, I was like, it's never going to happen. I mean, now it's never going to happen. And
What do you mean by that?
And in fact, you might have preferred the people that came onto Game Pass for 1 or 2 months to have just bought it. That was like the whole thing, is like they would have just bought it. And I think they realize that they're kind of hurting themselves because games aren't. We didn't know when they started up Game Pass what we know now, which is that, yeah, people don't really like this.
What did you say?
Like, it's cool, it's value driven, but people like choice. They also like marinating on games for a long time. People play games differently.
People don't like you very much, do they?
First things first, let me rewind this clip. There's a specific part where he says that people like choice.
But people like choice. Are you
stupid or something?
Colin, Xbox Game Pass is a choice. Xbox is not forcing you to subscribe to Xbox Game Pass. Phil Spencer is not knocking on your door with the AK saying, yo, you better subscribe to Game Pass or else. You can still buy the games. What do you mean people like choice? Yes, people like choice. And out of all the companies out there, Xbox gives you choice. They say, hey, if you don't want an Xbox console, you don't have to buy an Xbox console. You can play on cloud, you can play on PC, hell, you can play on PlayStation or Nintendo. They gave you choice. They give you choice. So to say something like that is absolutely ridiculous. Now, with that being said, listen, it's no surprise that Colin Moriarty hates Xbox. The guy hates Phil Spencer. He hates Xbox Game Pass. He is not a fan of the Xbox brand. I mean, listen to what this guy says right here.
I don't know. I think Activision was Bobby Kotick just wanted to get his golden parachute and jump out of the plane.
That acquisition changed everything for Microsoft. It was a huge. If you care about Xbox, that was a huge mistake. Like, if you don't care about Xbox and you just care about Microsoft gaming or just a person in the industry that wants games, it's great. But that caused the undoing of Xbox. But I think that
you really think so?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Well, like, I don't understand how that would be the undoing.
He said Activision Blizzard caused the undoing of Xbox. The undoing of Xbox. If you guys read these numbers, the Q3 fiscal reports says PC Game Pass revenue grew 45% year over year. Cloud gaming, new record surpassing 150 million hours played for the first time this quarter. They're making money off of PlayStation, and they broke a record for Xbox. So was Activision Blizzard the undoing of Xbox? Colin, you're wrong, my man. Now, you can say buying Activision Blizzard hurt the console war. You can say guys like Tim Dog flipped and cried and other former Xbox guys, but that's it. You think Microsoft care about our console war? You think they care about the ammunition the PlayStation fanboys have to brag about Xbox games going to PlayStation? The arrogance on this guy. He said Activision Blizzard was the undoing. How is breaking records the undoing of Xbox? Xbox has been around since 2001, and you said that this was the undoing of Xbox and they broke a record for a quarter? Stop it. Stop it, sir. Listen, I don't know what Phil Spencer did to this guy, but this guy hates Xbox, man. And you can't tell me otherwise. I mean, he would never admit it, but all of his actions admit that he hates the brand. He wants Game Pass to fail. He wants Xbox to fail. But what he needs to do is pay attention to what's going on at PlayStation. Yes, how they have absolutely no games. They have nothing. Let's see what happens in the future with PlayStation, because right now these guys are acting like Xbox is doing bad, and they're doing the opposite of bad. If you want to talk about the little 6% dip in hardware, hell, that was less than I thought it would be. Maybe Xbox is doing okay. So yeah, Colin Moriarty hates Xbox. He needs to focus on what PlayStation is doing. Will they have a showcase? They had a game that they published delayed until August or whatever, you know. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. But yet and still, these guys are stupid and they're arrogant. A couple of days ago, this guy named the Joker, he posted one of Matt Piscatella tweets, or Blue Sky posts, I should say, and it says U.S. spending on video game subscriptions has been basically flat for years, following 2020-2021 growth only boosted by 12% in Q4 thanks to Call of Duty going to Game Pass. Subscriptions are certainly not the future of gaming, although they can continue to be part of it. So the Joker, did you see what he said? But Game Pass, they said. The funny thing with this guy, Dark Lord, he tagged me, said, Griggity, it's okay. Game Pass is not growing. Oh my God. This was just a couple of days ago, guys. This was literally a couple of days ago. He said Game Pass is not growing. First off, the Joker, this Matt Piscatella post that he's referring to, he wasn't talking about Game Pass. He was talking about PlayStation Plus, removing 20 plus games from their service. Isn't that funny how he cropped out the part where Matt Piscatella was referring to PlayStation Plus and made it seem like he was talking about Game Pass. Now, he did mention subscription services, but you guys know what I'm saying. Talking about catching the L, you guys are pieces of shit. And I'm going to say this before I get out of here. Console sales is what these guys like to brag about because PlayStation is obviously winning in console sales, and Xbox keep on telling you guys it's not about console sales anymore. Hell, not even Xbox. Not only Xbox said that in the past. Remember when Shuhei Yoshida said PlayStation platform should be judged by user count, not hardware sales, while discussing pricing struggles for PS5? Phil Spencer said that for years. Cody Eastwood says, one tweet says it all. PlayStation 123 million MAUs, Xbox 500 million MAUs. Xbox isn't failing. Console sales isn't the measurement of success, according to Xbox and PlayStation. They've said it before, they'll say it again. The only reason PlayStation fanboys love to talk shit about console sales is because the PlayStation 5 is selling well. But if you look at what they're providing for their fan base, they have no games. Death Stranding 2 comes out in the summer. Ghost of Yotei comes out in the fall. Their roadmap looks like shit. They canceled 10 games in 3 years. They're probably not going to have a showcase. They just had a state of play about Borderlands 4. What's going on with PlayStation? Can we please talk about that? But guys like Colin Moriarty and the rest of his pony brethren wants to continue to hope and wish that Xbox Game Pass is a failure. They hope and wish that Xbox Game Pass continues to be third place and they spent all this money on Activision and nothing happened. Wrong. You guys were wrong. So I hope Colin Moriarty comes out there and admits that he was wrong about Xbox Game Pass being a failure, or how Call of Duty didn't help anything with Xbox Game Pass, how it didn't help Xbox Game Pass move the needle. Listen, PC Game Pass growing by 45%. That's a big number, bro. 45% year over year. That's a huge number. I'm sorry, y'all can try to downplay it. I know they're going to be guys that try to downplay it, but that's a huge number. 45% growth year over year. Yeah, and it's because of Call of Duty going into Game Pass. And don't try to come on me. Well, no, but what about it's not, the console's not growing. It's only PC Game Pass. Console Game Pass didn't grow. Shut that shit up. Because I'm pretty sure PC Game Pass, console Game Pass, it all goes to Microsoft. And I'm sure they include the number together. So that's growth. Don't start y'all shit. Look, I gotta go. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you happen to stumble across my channel, you think I'm decent enough, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And if you subscribe, please hit that notification bell to know when my black ass is doing some new content. Baby. All right, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and love. Shit. Damn, man.